This is the time to be alive. This is the time to be here. This is the great moment. Everybody's interested. Everybody's interested in what we're doing because this is the telltale moment. If human beings have what it takes to truly be able to solve the problems that we've created from a limited level of consciousness, from a greater level of consciousness. The answers are all around us. We just got to wake up. Whatever it is, from global warming to politics to monetary systems, it's all there. We just have to emerge as a collective that's connected by the energy of love, of gratitude, of freedom, and to not shrink in fear or hostility or suffering as these changes take place, because now we're at the same vibrational energy that's created them. And so we have to change our attitude and invite these changes and believe that something greater is coming. You see, we are the people that we're waiting for. That's it. We're the people we're waiting for. So why not just wake up? So if I can contribute to that evolution in some way, if me personally, it's not about Joe Dispenza. I have no interest in that. I've given that up a long time ago. What I do have a fundamental interest in is what's possible for human beings, and it should never be about me. It should be about them, because I want them to experience their own empowerment. And you can't tell me you're too old. You can't tell me you're too sick. You can't tell me you're too overweight or underweight or had too tough of a past, or your life is too fallen. You can't tell me any of those things any longer. You can't even tell me you don't even meditate. I never meditated before. I've seen every one of those excuses in every different genre experience transformation, which means then nobody is so special to be excluded from this phenomenon. And so I hope that I leave a mark in some way that empower people to no longer believe that they're limited. It's so easy to believe we're limited. Once they realize that they're empowered and they're unlimited, get out of the way. And if they're tempering those emotions and they're overcoming those addictions to those emotions, they'll see the hidden meaning behind all things. And they won't necessarily believe everything they're seeing on the news. They'll see the way it really is, because they're no longer controlled by those emotions. They're at a greater level of energy. And emotions are energy. And nobody changes until they change their energy. And when you change your energy, you change something in your life. It's the law. So people are doing it. We're at the point where they're doing it, and some of them are becoming it. And when you become it, no one can take it away from you. It's yours. And so we lead by example through this process. There is no rule. It's about the person's ability to pay attention and to focus, to be greater than their body, their environment, and time. It's their sincerity. It's the engagement when they go sit down and do it. They're not doing, oh man, I got to do this. That's the wrong attitude. Nothing's going to happen then. You get there like, I'm going to connect with the divine. This is going to be a great day. I'm going to keep my energy up. I'm not getting up until I feel like I'm empowered. That person's going to have a rocking day. They're going to have a good day. So it's not a thing like 3 weeks, because a person could have serious childhood trauma. A person could have a serious past incident. They could have a really serious health condition. And it's their journey. And everybody's journey is unique. And yet, it's difficult to say what causes it. In other words, it's not the good meditations that matter. It's the tough ones that matter. Because when you're sitting in the fire and you're not getting up and you're pushing yourself past that limit, that sets you up for that experience in the future easier, because you're no longer you. So there's too many variables to this 21 days change a habit thing. It's a very individual process. I have worked on things in my life for years. And finally I just said, I'm so happy I don't want it any longer. That's the moment it happened. So it's difficult to give an answer to that because there's too many different variables, and I don't want to mislead people. But what I do know is that it's happening in a shorter amount of time because a collective consciousness, a group of people are all moving in one direction, and they're taking people with them. They're laying footprints down for others to step into. And do I think it's going to happen more? Do I think it's going to be the new normal? That's my hope. If you decide to be an expert pilot or an astronaut or an aeronautical engineer or whatever, to do it in three-dimensional reality, you're going to have to study a lot. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot. You're going to have to change a lot. You're going to have to be challenged a lot. You're going to have to get your mind right. You're going to have to get your body healthy, and you gotta develop a whole neurological network to be able to do it. And that's going to take, in three-dimensional reality, a very long time. And you may not be the best soccer player or the best pilot or whatever. But if that's your ambition, do it in three-dimensional reality, there'll be a limit. Some people will do it better than others. That's just how it is. So I understand the limits of three-dimensional reality. I understand that. But I also understand that you can download information from the field, and that information is not coming from the three-dimensional reality that you live in, and that information is relevant to change you in a shorter amount of time. You're upgrading the operating system of the human being, and it's not coming from the slow process of challenges and the stressors in your three-dimensional reality, survival of the fittest or whatever. That's a long, long, slow path of evolution. When you start downloading information from the field, and we've seen this on brain scans enough time, it starts to crack an egg open. It starts to crack an egg open where you're getting mathematical formulas, you're understanding things in a very holistic way. It's changing who you are on a very, very intimate level. Would that possibly lead to an interest in aeronautical engineering or aeronautical flight or whatever? It could change you quicker. For you to experience something on a very deep level. There's a great story of a man that was a scientist that started having downloads, and he moved out into the desert in Arizona in the United States, and he built this huge structure that was given to him, and it still remains to this day. But when he died, they came and took all of his information. The government took all of his information. Now, he probably would have had no interest in building that, no interest in the healing chamber that he created, that were instructions, without that information. So he changed his life dramatically, but he was accessing information that allowed him to change. So we have to then be sensible and realistic in the three-dimensional reality. I'm not going to play soccer as good as Messi my entire life. I'm just not. But I don't really want to. But he's been playing for a long enough time that that's become his life. But when you start downloading information, you can't have information without energy. You just can't. So you're downloading energy into your nervous system, which is changing you. Every time you do that, I think more things are possible as a result of it. So, three-dimensional reality, going to take some time. Getting information from the fifth-dimensional reality may change you so that you might be flying a spaceship one day or doing something really unusual. You never know. I mean, when there's a change in consciousness, there's a change in energy. And the phenomenological things that happen in this work, I watch it in every week-long advanced workshop. I watch it all the time. I've watched it in all three of you. I've seen it. I've seen what energy does to the body, and we should never get caught up in the phenomenon. I mean, I've had all kinds of weird things happen to me. I just keep going. And I don't try to reproduce the same phenomenon, I just keep going. So I don't control it. I'm not afraid to have the experience. I don't care what it looks like. I'm just going to relax into it and see where I go. All of the work you're doing is for that moment. So don't try to control it. Just let go and let it consume you. It's just like drinking a great glass of wine or eating a great meal or listening to a great song. What do you do when you do that? You just get present and you just enjoy it. Enjoy. Just enjoy it. Now, I've been saying that a lot more now in my instructions in a meditation. Enjoy it. Like, why not? We're here to enjoy life. Enjoy the feeling. Enjoy it. When you connect to the field, enjoy it. When you have a mystical moment, enjoy it. When the energy is so intense in your body, you feel like you're going to explode, explode. But don't explode in fear. Explode in joy. See what happens. Just open up and say, take me, initiate me, let me have the experience. It's not about controlling it. It's about letting go and letting it happen.